Irish nachos for St. Patty's Day. Hi friends, welcome to Carrie's Culinary Crafts, where we talk all things food. And today, for St. Patrick's Day, we're going to do something a little special. We are going to make Irish nachos. So if you are not familiar with what Irish nachos are, they are kind of like our stuffed potato skins, basically, here in the States. You will need potatoes and olive oil, bacon, cheese, green onions. So basically, and a few seasonings. But we're going to, I got my nice big russet potatoes here, and I went ahead and washed them really good because you leave the skins on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slice my potatoes thin, like, kind of like nacho chips, but like in rounds, but they're going to be potato rounds instead of like actual tortillas that you would use for nachos. So I am going to go ahead and slice these up. Okay, just to make my life easier, since I wanted to get this out anyway to shred up some cheddar cheese, I figured I'd go ahead and use my food processor to also slice my potatoes. It'll just make quick work of slicing them. Cut them in half. There we go. I always forget about using this, using the slicer on this food processor. Works really well. I need to remember that. I have a mandolin, but I'm always so paranoid with using the mandolin. I told myself I need to get one of those gloves that protect your hands from the blades from mandolins, but I haven't got one yet. But this works very well. We're done. Okay, and look at that. Perfectly sliced potatoes. I have to remember that. That was pretty exciting how fast that went. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and need to use this to do the cheese, so I will leave that out. But for now, what I need to do with these potatoes, I need to drizzle them with some olive oil. And we're going to heavily salt and pepper. Potatoes are bland, so you need to give them flavor. All right, and now here I have Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, and onion powder. And you need about a half a teaspoon of each. I am going to do more like a teaspoon. I just don't think half a teaspoon is going to be enough for for this recipe, because I had a couple more potatoes, and I will link. There's a recipe that I kind of follow, which I'll end up linking down in the description box below if you want to make this sometime for yourself. And this is Cajun seasoning. Okay. Ooh, I inhaled some pepper. All right, then I'm just going to give this a really good mix and make sure that all the potatoes get nicely coated with seasonings. I can see that there's quite a few potatoes that don't have seasoning, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of the Cajun. Okay, that should be good. And there we go, some nicely seasoned potatoes. Oh, I still taste that pepper. Excuse me. Okay, so all that we want to do now is we want to go ahead and put them on a sheet pan. I have a parchment paper lined sheet pan over here that I'm just going to go ahead and put my potatoes on. And I'm going to try and get them as much in one layer as I can. Like I don't want to leave them stacked like this, because I want some of them to get crunchy. So I'm going to try and get them in one layer as much as I can. Once we do the ending part where we'll put on the cheese and the bacon and things like that, then that's when you can pile them up a little bit more if you'd like to. But I think it's just better off just laying them out, and that way you can make sure that you get cheese on all the potatoes and bacon and, you know, all that yummy goodness. Okay, see that? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. I am now up to temperature. I'm going to go ahead and put these in for 25 minutes. At 25 minutes, I will pull them out and I will flip them, and then they will go back in for another 20 minutes. So I will set that timer for 25 minutes. And I will bring you guys back for the next step. While that is in there cooking, I am going to go ahead and shred up my cheddar cheese and cut up my bacon while that's in there cooking. But I'll bring you back whenever it's time to put everything together. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut up the bacon and I cut up the green onions, and then I remembered I needed to make some homemade ranch. Well, my husband and I like sour cream, or we use Greek yogurt as sour cream for the Irish nachos. My son doesn't care for sour cream, but he absolutely loves ranch. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some ranch for him, and I thought I would just bring you guys along with me. I have my homemade ranch mix here, and I have a little bit of Greek yogurt and a little bit of mayonnaise. Now for this, you can use one or the other. You can use both, however you want to do it. I've made it all the different ways. And you can also use this as, I use it as ranch dressing mostly, but if you want like a ranch dip to dip veggies in it, you would just do the same thing. I will end up adding just a little bit of milk. You could even add water if you wanted, because in my mix here, there is buttermilk powder. So you could just add water to it and it'll be fine. You would just add just a little bit, just enough to get it to the consistency that you like for dressings, for like a pourable dressing. But if you were just making it as a ranch dip for veggies, then you wouldn't need to put any liquid in. You would just use mayonnaise, your sour cream, or yogurt, and the dip mix. So I have a little bit of Greek yogurt here. It's not a whole lot, so that's why I went ahead and pulled out my mayonnaise, because there isn't really a lot in here. And when I use both, I just kind of do equal parts. It's like that yogurt or the sour cream just gives it a little of that tanginess. And then I have one of these, so like the Gatorade scoops. I always keep them. These are 3 tablespoon scoops, which is usually what is in most of your packets. So I just leave one of these in with my ranch seasoning packs, and I just use that. Put 1 whole scoop in there, and then get this mixed up. Now, unfortunately, I didn't think about this yesterday. I would have put it together yesterday, because it's definitely, one of those things that the longer that the flavors get to marry together, the much more flavorful it is. But I just kind of forgot about it. So, and here, so you can see the consistency. Like, this is a perfect veggie dip right here. But I want this to be more of a dressing, so I'm gonna put a little bit of milk in it. And if you don't want to hand mix this, you can definitely use like a blender, or Ninja, or something if you want to mix it a little bit better, or you can just use a whisk. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't take long at all to come together. Now see, that's still a little thick. It's more like a dip consistency, so I'm going to add just a little bit more in. And that's all you do. You just add a little bit of liquid, whether it's water or milk, to get it to the consistency that you like. And that was pretty much perfect timing. Me cutting up the bacon, shredding the cheese, and cutting up those green onions. There's 1.5 minutes left on the timer from when I got to pull out the potatoes and then flip them over and then put them in for another 20 minutes. And then at that point, I'm going to stop because I need to go pick up my son from his track practice. And then I will throw everything together when I get back. Okay. See that? That's more like a ranch dressing. Okay. Now I'll go ahead. Oh, coming undone here. And I'll get that put in the refrigerator until we're ready for dinner. Okay, and my oven is just about ready to beep here. Oh, and they are looking very nice. Let me bring you closer so you can see that. And look at those potatoes. Don't they look good? So now I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. And then I will have to go pick up my son, and I will bring you back whenever we throw everything all together. Happy St. Patrick's Day with Irish nachos. Today I'm going to do a little dessert. A few things in the pantry that I want to use up. I have some hot fudge that I think I've had it in the pantry since like last summer. I may have got it for like our Sunday bars or everything, and we never even opened it up. So I saw that, and then I still have some Cool Whip down in the freezer that I want to go ahead and use up. So I thought I would go ahead and make a dessert. I don't often make desserts, but I do like to make them every once in a while. And since my son is coming home this weekend and my granddaughter is here, I figured I'd go ahead and make a nice sweet treat for everybody. So, and I'm doing a recipe that I've never made before. It is just a chocolate peanut butter layered dessert. That's all it's called. So something fairly simple, and I have all the ingredients on hand. So we're gonna go ahead and make up this dessert, and I will leave a link to the recipe down below because I'm kind of following it on my iPad, following the recipe since I've never made it before. But you guys, if you're interested, you can follow along, and you can click the link down below for the recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. So what I'm going to make for this dessert is a chocolate peanut butter layered dessert, and I'll link the recipe down below. But what we're gonna need is 3/4 of a cup of butter, which I already have in the oven, melting it down. And to that butter, I'm going to make the pretzel crust. So in here, I have 1 3/4 cup of pretzels chopped up. My oven's up to temperature. And 1/4 cup of sugar. Now I'll be mixing this in with the melted butter once. Oh, it is melted, so we will pull that out. I wasn't sure it was going to be melted yet. Okay. So 3/4 cup. And then I'm going to add my pretzels and sugar and get that all mixed up. And we're just going to push it into a crust. Hi, Flash. Oh, yeah, my kitties are around. It's about dinner time for them as well. Okay, so that is okay, there is our pretzel crust. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the oven and let it bake for 10 minutes. And meanwhile, that is doing that, we're going to work on the peanut butter cheesecake filling. Okay, and I need softened cream cheese, and I didn't realize I was making this, so I didn't get it pulled out and softened. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the microwave to soften it a little bit, along with the peanut butter, I believe. Okay. All right. Now I need that's about 1 cup. 1 cup of peanut butter. 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 cup of sugar. And that is the last of my homemade vanilla. 1 cup sugar. I need 1 cup of sugar. I'm gonna need some hot fudge topping. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and use my little hand mixer for this. you guys peanut butter dessert lovers? I absolutely love peanut butter. Anything peanut butter. If it's a dessert that's peanut butter, I'm taking it. Okay. There is crust. Now let's get some. Now this recipe calls for you to actually whip up some heavy cream, but I still have these in here that I've had for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and use them up. Okay, now we gotta put this onto the crust. All right, then we're gonna spread this out. You wanna carefully spread it out because you don't wanna pick up those pretzel pieces. You want those pretzel pieces to remain as solid on the bottom as you can. Then that will save it from getting all soggy. You want your pretzels to remain crunchy. Okay, so then the next thing we need to get some, you need to get some chocolate pudding, a big box, 5.85 ounces. Put our chocolate pudding in there. And then we need 2 cups of milk. cups of milk. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix this. I'm not even worrying about cleaning up the peanut butter off of the Okay. Now we need to let this sit for about 5 minutes to thicken up. Then we will put that on top of the peanut butter layer. And I will bring you back after that 5 minutes. Forgot to turn the camera back on. So after my 5 minutes, I went ahead and put in my 8-ounce container of Cool Whip, and I'm mixing this with the chocolate pudding. Now we are going to dump this over the peanut butter layer. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use a spatula because there's plenty more in here around the sides. All right, now the only thing left that I have to do is to drizzle hot fudge and peanut butter over the top. I am going to use this last little bit of nuts that I have that are like sundae toppings. That's done. my little scraper here and get some peanut butter in here because I'm going to heat this up so I can drizzle it as well as the chocolate. To dump this into here and melt it. Okay, hot fudge. Okay, and now let's do the peanut butter. Peanut butter is not melted, so we will continue to melt that a little bit. So this, now I'll have to put it in the fridge since it was opened. So we need to be using that up. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. Chocolate peanut butter layered dessert. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the refrigerator until it is time for dessert. Okay, now that was a quick spur of the moment dessert. Chocolate peanut butter layered dessert. And I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, give me a thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and click the little bell so you're notified every time I shoot out a new video. Till next time, bye friends. Peanut butter layered dessert, peanut butter chocolate layered dessert was definitely a hit.